with so many reality shows on the air, it's really hard to keep track of who's doing what and who's who. So here to spill the tea on reality from Access Hollywood is our friend Nina Parker. Nina! Okay. Now, you have been the hostess of the Love and Hip Hop reunions,
Yes.
so you are inside scooper
Yes.
regarding last night's season premiere.
Yes, so
Okay.
we know that the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the powerhouse, premiered last night. I'm sure a lot of people watched that. Now, it was a lot of drama, but really one of the things that you didn't see last night is one of the new cast members that's gonna be coming, D. Smith. Now, D. Smith is the first transgender cast member. D. Smith is going through her first year of transitioning into a woman. Now, she is a Grammy award-winning producer. She's worked with Andre 3000, Lil Wayne, so she really knows her stuff.
Okay.
And so it'll be interesting to see how she meshes with the other cast members because we know some of them have gone on social media and said some nasty things about her.
Do they know her, or they're just already...
They just kind of know that she's transgender, and there's been a little judgment there.
Okay, so they're
So-
making fun of the transgender.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out with the other cast members. Also, this is the return of K. Michelle. So she is coming back. So we'll see her return to the cast.
Now, what happened with her reality show? Why is she going back to Love and Hip Hop? I thought
I think she said she has some things to settle.
Okay,
So
okay.
she said she has some scores to settle, some beefs to settle. So she's going back to Atlanta to handle that.
Okay. Now, last night, we found out some big news about Mimi.
Yes, Mimi is now in a healthy, happy relationship with Chris. We could take a look and see
we have
how
a clip.
happy.
Wait, hold on. Roll it.
That's right, I got a new boo, and they are nothing like Nico. After all the lies and manipulation, I didn't know if I was ready for a new relationship. And then I meet Chris.
And if they lock us away, then I'll be still here proudly waiting to kill more time with you, partners in crime.
I never thought I would be in a relationship with a woman, but guess what? That's exactly what happened, and I'm happy.
She is now in a lesbian relationship.
She's gonna have a lot of explaining to do to her daughter between the shower rod and now her new girl, Chris. And how
Yeah.
old is her daughter now?
I think her daughter is about 8.
Oh, perfect.
So she's very young, but old enough probably to get on the computer. So
Yeah.
might have to keep her away from that for a little bit.
Well, you know, okay, so now what's going on with my Puerto Rican princess?
Well, we know that Stevie J and Jocelyn, we all follow social media, so we've seen them up and down. They deleting each other every other week. We don't know if they're together or not, then they're out together. So now we find out this season what really caused that tension. Come to find out, there may be a potential 2-year-old daughter that Stevie has with another woman.
Oh.
So which means that if you go back 2 years, he was still dealing with Mimi.
Yes.
So they already had a love triangle with Jocelyn.
Right.
So Stevie made it a square. There's like another person
Yes, go, Nina.
in this mix that we know of who has like a 2-year-old daughter, so there'll be some DNA testing. So we'll find out if this is really his child, but regardless, it's caused a lot of problems with his relationship.
Okay, so let's move on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Their reunion, 3 exhausting parts,
Right.
was Sunday night.
Yes. And it was a lot of ups and downs and emotions with this cast, but really the person who was called to task was Portia because she consistently gets in these physical altercations. We find out that she got into her 3rd altercation that we didn't know about with her former assistant, where there was video of her running down an alley and pummeling this woman several times.
They showed the
fighting her.
footage.
They showed the footage at the reunion, and she was taken to task by a lot of the cast. She has taken responsibility, kind of, and said that she's going to get anger management. I think that's more so she can keep her job, but regardless, she said she will take anger management to kind of heal that.
Okay. Now, what's happening with the beautiful Cynthia and
Yes.
her husband, Peter?
I really love Cynthia, and I know that she's kind of been going through it. She was on Access Hollywood a couple of weeks ago, and she seemed a little down. Now we kind of find out that she has been going through a lot of drama with Peter, and she has basically said that,
What kind of drama?
that they're going to be ending their relationship. I mean,
Their marriage?
yes, she has said that pretty much she doesn't see that this going forward anymore. There's actually a quote from her where she says, I have been taking some time for myself to just kind of figure out how I would like to move forward. We are definitely talking about taking steps to officially move forward in a different direction.
Okay. I really don't see her as having a storyline if Peter's not there.
Right.
Like, Cynthia's beautiful and
Right.
she's got a lot of class and I like her, but she's not interesting.
Yeah, now she's not even living in Atlanta. She's living in New York. So maybe she can join the Real Housewives of New York.
All right, well, let's talk about, speaking of the Real Housewives of New York, they've never had a black woman.
Right, so maybe they can add her in. Splash.
Well, they're back.
Yes.
What is that, tonight, tomorrow night?
They are back tonight, yes.
Tonight, okay. So what's going on? Is there a new housewife?
There is. Her name is Jules, and her name is Jules Weinstein. She's 34 years old.
Tall.
She has 2 children. She's beautiful, and she's with a husband. Her husband is a venture capitalist, so he's a little shorter than her, but his money's not.
I was about to say, okay. But his money stacks high, so it
Exactly.
all works out.
He can stand on them stacks. He'll be all right.
So, who is she? Who does she know already in this clique? Who's she?
Well, Dorinda brought her on the show, but it seems like she.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, Dorinda came in last season. I like her a lot, and she knows Jules. And it seems like Jules and Bethany may have a little bit of a beef because of how Bethany approached her. The first thing Bethany asked her was, "What do you do for work?"
All right, look, we have the clip. Thank you for bringing it. Let's see it.
Being a mom is the hardest job I've ever had in my entire
Much
life.
harder than the work.
Patience, you know, and then you're in charge of raising humans. Like, that's like, I always tell them, I'm like, you know what? You. If I had a salary, which kind of technically I do because I have a credit card, but like, if I had a salary, I'd be paid more than you would. So.
I get the sense that Jules just kind of, Michael's an ATM machine and he gives her money when she needs it and she doesn't know where the money comes from. There's some money tree that's like in their bathroom and she doesn't know how all of this happens.
It'll be interesting to see how those two go at it. Bethany also calls this woman, she kind of calls her out as being too thin and alleges, kind of leads to the fact that she feels like this woman has an eating disorder, which is interesting because Bethany has also been called out for being too thin and has a brand basically based on being skinny. So, pot,
Black.
kettle.
Well, The Real Housewives of New York premieres tomorrow night on Bravo. Nina?
Yes.
Congratulations
Thank you.
on your metamorphosis and all your career achievements.
Yes.
Thank you for being a friend to our show.